Why have I sent back two DJI Ronin-S pistol grip gimbals? And what old school gimbal am I using for the time being? The answer's coming right up. Like many people, I bought into the hype with the Ronin-S and I pre-ordered one right away. I got my first one, had Bluetooth issues, wouldn't connect, sent it back. Waited a few months, there's a big sale a little while back, so bought a second one to try it out and had issues again. This time not the Bluetooth, but the motor is just disengaging randomly when I had my GH5 in tether mode to pull focus. And honestly, I might have sent it back regardless of those specific issues. And the reason for that is with my workflow, especially as a solo shooter, I want to be able to go back from a tight handheld shot over to the wide sweeping shot on my gimbal pretty quickly. And the problem with the Ronin-S with that is with the size and bulk of it, I can't have it as easily accessible. I don't feel comfortable just strapping it onto my shoulder bag. It really limited me with my ability to just have a gimbal on the go, which that's my preference on a wedding day, to just be a little more prepared for whatever's gonna happen, because you never know when you're gonna come across a great spot when you're walking around with the couple where it's like, oh man, I wish I had the ability to have a wide sweeping shot here, but I've got like a 20-pound gimbal, so I can't do that. You're probably asking, why did I get the Ronin if I wanted a small gimbal? Because obviously it's bulky, it's heavy. The reason I went that route is because I really wanted the focus pulling features, because I shoot with GH5s. I have a GH5 on the gimbal, which obviously doesn't have great autofocus. So I wanted to be able to have that ability to control focus from the gimbal itself, so I could get a little more creative with the shots I was getting. But then the issue was when I was tethered with this second gimbal, it caused some sort of issue where the motors would disengage when I'd stop recording. And I looked it up online, and there are lots of other people having that same issue, which I know it was probably a defective unit, but it was already the second defective one I've had, and I just didn't really feel like messing with it anymore because I just didn't really have much trust in that product. And then it just had some other design flaws that made it seem like it wasn't quite ready to sell, such as the levers to lock the gimbal, to lock the battery in place, to lock the camera's mounting plate in place. They were just these little pull levers that didn't actually click to lock. They just kind of tighten and then it feels kind of snug, but there's no actual like locking in place, which is just a little unnerving, especially if you look some stuff up. Some people had issues where like they actually did come unlocked because they don't actually physically lock, which is obviously not something you want to have happen with your camera equipment on a gimbal. So the gimbal that I'm sticking with is the original Zhiyun crane. The reason for that is this thing is just light, it's small, it's easy to tote around. The size of this gimbal allows me to just quickly strap it onto my shoulder bag and just have it ready to go, where I don't have to think through the times where, okay, I think I might use a gimbal, so I'm willing to sacrifice carrying around the Ronin for all this time in order to get these shots. With the crane, with its size, with its weight, I can just throw it on my bag, don't really have to worry about it. And obviously I lose out on the focus pulling ability with the original crane, but the thing is, it works for what I need it to do. To get my wide sweeping shots of the venue, of the couple during first dances, of the romantic shots, that's really all I want a gimbal for at this point. So, I mean, yeah, it'd be awesome to be able to have some more creative flexibility with being able to pull focus and get some different types of shots, but I just didn't see anything from the Ronin-S, from my experience with it, where I would trust it with my workflow, which obviously there are lots of people that love the Ronin-S, they're not having the issues that I have had, but the main thing I just want to make aware is just think through the workflow that you have, what you're looking for. So instead of just going out and buying new gear when it comes out, think through, is this really going to help me make better films, serve my couples better? So I really wanted to make this video because I don't want this channel to just be about pushing gear and affiliate links. I want this to be an educational resource for you that not only talks about gear and the creative side of things and editing, but also the business side and how you can turn your filmmaking passion into a successful business that will stand the test of time. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to hit that button because I've got a lot of resources coming your way soon, all devoted to helping your wedding filmmaking business thrive.